Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. This is the club where women could come and share and have a safe space to basically share anything you want and collaborate with each other, learning from a different host each week. And our host for this morning is Suzanne Plumley, and her topic is about being a bridge builder, which is an advocate really to help other people, and at the same time, sometimes other people could end up helping you too. So this is kind of a mutual beneficial arrangement. So with that, Suzanne, thank you everyone for coming. And Suzanne, if you could just tell a little bit about yourself and then tell us why you choose this topic and then go from there. So take
Yeah.
it, Suzanne. Thank you
All
again.
right. Thank you. Thank you, Rennie. Thank you, everybody, for coming. This is a very important topic to me because of the fact that I'm finding that the older I get, the more help I need. As you can see, I'm pretty capable. The fact that I'm here and doing, I am running a business at the stage it's at right now, up until it gets to the next level. But I'm finding that as I get older and older, my ASPE needs are becoming more and more pronounced. Whereas back when I turned 40, 35, 40, I didn't even know I was on the spectrum because they're not as pronounced. And this is very common that the older you get, the more you find you have needs. And so what I'm finding now is that if we could start the process when the kids are really young and give them what they need, and then once they become adults and they find out that they're ASPE, one, they've already received the information that they need, the empowerment words that they need, which I'm going to tell you about, but also they'll receive the help from all of you who have the advantages that some of the ASPE women do not have. And I have a slideshow, of course, of better explaining this whole thing. So, Rennie, if you can switch me over to host so I can share my PowerPoint, please.
Okay. Yes. For those of you who don't know ASPE, that's a spectrum for autism. I don't know if all of you were here. I mean, I know
Right.
Amy knows and Binta knows, but anyway.
ASPE is my superpower name for an autistic woman who was diagnosed after the age of 30 or even after the public school years, like high school, are over. I always knew I was different, but I didn't know why until I hit 51. So let me share my screen here. Let's see.
Did it say that you can share?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
One moment. We have to. Let me go back in to Zoom again. I had to pull it up on my screen so that I can get it. Oh, where is it? Hang in there for a minute.
Kim said, I love your superpower.
Oh, thank you. Here we go. We're getting it from the beginning. All right. Now I'm going to bring my screen over. All right. Calling all willing bridge builders. ASPE women need your help, which is women who are not intellectually compromised, but sensory wise. They are challenged. And that would be light, sounds, textures, feelings of clothing, all the things that touch your senses are what ASPE women are challenged by, but we're not intellectually challenged. And there was a term out there, there's so many terms out there. High functioning would be one of them, because I can live independently. And there are a lot of women don't like Asperger's because of the connotation to a person who was part of the Nazis. But I think ASPE, as I said, is like a superpower. Yes, we have, like Superman has kryptonite, which he can't deal with. I have sensory challenges that I have trouble with, but that doesn't make me any less. So what I would love to do is, imagine this is a bridge where the neurotypical side is
Hey,
on one
Suzanne,
side. Yes.
did you open the PowerPoint yet?
Oh, it should. One moment. I thought I had it open. I'm sorry. There we go. Can you see it now?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Imagine one side of this bridge is where the Aspen women are residing, trying to get to the other side of the bridge. The other side of the bridge is where everyone else is able to exist. All right. The first part is when you, I don't know how many of you are within the educational field, but the connotation is when you find your child that is struggling, rather than throwing money at the situation, go up and notice how beautiful her artwork is, or some of the skills that she has, because those words of empowerment are so much better than a parent who is just criticizing their child and throwing money at the situation. I like to think of myself as this girl right here, different, but unique. So daughters do not want extra money in order to solve her problems. She wants words of empowerment. And when you notice, when you model a child looking a little different or a little lonely, go up and notice what she's doing. Those words of empowerment are going to get her going. She can do anything when someone notices her. So often girls are ignored, or they're trying to push it off to the side because nobody wants to see anything different. Criticism is for what she's doing wrong or different is enough to break her heart. And she just gives up trying because no one notices. So if you see parents out in a grocery store or whatever, this is where it can all begin. And the mother is scolding her daughter for doing something. Say, wow, look at what you picked out on the counter. I mean, just find a way to compliment her, give her a word of empowerment. That's going to be so powerful. Costs no money to give a child a word of empowerment. All right, I have to keep moving my screen over. A bridge builder is a neurotypical person who has experienced success and opportunities without challenges and is willing to serve as a mentor and trusting confidant. What you're doing is you're stepping up to the plate. You're not just going to say, oh, I'm sorry, and walk away, or I'm sorry you're having problems and walk away. It's someone who is willing to step up to the plate and notice that something is troubling this woman who is having trouble either in the interview process or finding a soulmate or dealing with money issues that are confusing to her. You're going one step beyond and saying, let me see if I can help you. Let me see if I can find a way that I can use my skills to help you become more successful. We don't want sympathy. In fact, I hate sympathy. I would much rather have someone say, let me take a look at your computer and see if I can help. Let me help you. So a bridge builder is someone who goes above and beyond and becomes a mentor. You don't have to do it to 20 people, but if you can find one woman who needs your help and you have the skills, or if you can use that one skill to many women, whichever way it works, we just need your skills that we're lacking. As I say right here, a society that doesn't see her fit for a job, being an advocate for the interview process, introducing your boss to a woman who might be perfect for the job, and explain to him that, yes, she's going to be different, but that's okay because we need her help. Knowing that a man is looking for a good, strong woman who's not going to run off is another way introducing us. Or the last one is to help us find ways that we can help make our business better or our jobs better by being in the environment and kind of sticking up for us because we often get bullied. But let's look at this further. Your connection to a world of opportunities is vital. So many of us have been caught under the bridge instead of on our way to enriching lifestyle. These are the ways that you can become a bridge builder. Navigating the job interview in the workplace environment. As I say, if you see someone being micromanaged, you can say, hey, I think she's doing it fine. I don't worry about her. She trusts that she can do it. Finding a loving relationship that are kind and authentic. In other words, if you know something about this person or you see things about a person that she might be interested in, just give her the heads up. Hey, I'm not so sure he's being straight with you. Or guiding us as we sort out legitimate financial offers instead of scam. Here we go into in greater focus, navigating the job interview and the work environment. Do you know of a job offering that would accept an Aspie woman who's having challenges landing a job? Do you see eye rolls and private consults when this woman is being judged? Do you observe bullying and micromanaging tactics by supervisors who are distrusting of her work quality? I had that when right before I got diagnosed as being Aspie, I had a elementary school principal who would follow me around the building with my class because she didn't trust that I could handle the children. And how I was never going to get a job in her school because she couldn't trust that the kids were safe with me. That's another story. All right, finding the relationships that are kind, loving, and authentic based on past relationships. We've been a target for false love. People who are trying to hide their personal truths. In my case, my ex, I would have been married 31 years yesterday, but unfortunately my ex was so insecure that he was hiding the fact that he was gay. If he had just come out and told me he was gay, then I would have accepted that, but he overcompensated with being narcissistic. We were rejected due to androgynous traits such as facial hair. I often have a mustache or a beard that's coming in and people look at me from the outside. Or due to one or two, we no longer feel that we can trust anyone with our hearts. I'm at the point where I don't know who I can trust anymore. I don't know who's looking for a side hustle, who's looking for someone that they can hide behind and have a relationship. So if you're able to find a man who's lonely and say, hey, I have a great friend who you would know, you would enjoy because she likes doing the same activities, just being that introduction. You know who is safe for the most part. We can't read that. We have a hard time reading who is safe and who is not. This is the big one for all of us too. With executive functioning skills, our reading of what's safe in the marketplace, I get thousands and thousands and thousands of emails that I can't judge. So having someone who will sit down and look at my computer emails and say, this is trash, this is good, this is a good deal, this is a bad deal. Hey, did you hear about this great deal? I know it's safe. We have no basis of understanding what's safe and what's not safe out there. So a number of times we'll either get scammed, or in my case, I won't take advantage of any opportunities because I don't know what's scam and I don't want to lose any more money because I've already lost so much money. So having someone who would sit down with me and go through my emails and say, oh, this is a great deal. This deal, no, I've heard about them. They're not good. Just having someone sit down with us and help us know what is legitimate. Yeah, it's hard for everybody. I understand that, but maybe someone has the skills that they can go through a woman's email and say, hey, this is a great deal, check into it. Even looking for jobs on the internet. I don't know what's scam. I don't know what's legit. And I will balk at doing anything because I'm afraid to do something that is scammed. All right. The other part of it, part two, is knowing when to save our profits in business. This is the business side of helping a woman who is trying to run a business, knowing when to save our profits in the business account, knowing when and which programs to invest in that will achieve the best results, and knowing when to hire additional assistance for our business experts versus staying as a solopreneur. So this part two is, while I'm in business, these are the places that I am struggling. So if I could find a business mentor to help me, a bridge builder to help me in my business, not so much a virtual assistant. I almost need someone side by side. A lot of people are like, hire a virtual assistant. What I'm really looking for is someone who will sit beside me and help me versus telling me what to do. You can only get so much. We ASPE women can only get so much virtually. So having someone in the room with us who's willing to sit down and help us side by side would be wonderful. So the function of a bridge builder is a person who will assist in connecting lines of communication, a person who will be there to help create introductions to new safe relationships, and a person who will guide us in making appropriate investments in practical life needs and business expenses. And here you are, someone who starts as a connector and ends as a trusted friend. And that is a bridge builder. Are there any questions?
Wow, that's wonderful, Suzanne. That's a great presentation. I thought you did a great job with
Thank you.
the layout, how you explain and everything. So congratulations. And I think it's very educational for me. I had no idea on some of the limitation that you are experiencing, so yeah, I think that's very helpful. What are your thoughts, others? Amy?
Wow, Suzanne, that's a very brave of you to kind of put all that out there, being very vulnerable to all of us. And I can definitely relate to the relationship struggle with men. I think that's kind of across the board. I don't know. We all wish we could know someone if they're being genuine and true. but I would say I understand, because I have some stuff with ADD that I have to work through sometimes, but don't let those things limit you, in the sense of don't believe in the limitation, in a sense, because that's what I kind of started doing with my ADD stuff. Instead of sitting there saying like, oh, I'm so distracted, oh, I can't, focus today. I literally like just stopped and said like, listen, brain, you're going to listen to me and do what I want you to do today. And we're focusing on this now. So I would just say, focus on taking back your power too, and in incorporating with, all these other things. But thank you so much. Very good presentation, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I agree with Amy, and what Kim was saying about you being superpower, capitalize, because look at you. You don't see your downside. Like, it's very brave of you to be sharing all that, and focus on the opportunity and the fact that now you can use this, what you call weakness, or whatever you call it, the label that people put on you, as being your strength. Like you're taking a proactive approach of trying to help other, but by educating and helping and being the bridge builder for others who may experience the same thing you do and don't dare to share it or be embarrassed about it. But so kudos to you. Congratulations.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead. Go ahead, Kim.
Suzanne, so I'm just honored to be here to listen to your story and to hear you with such clarity around what you see in others. And your story is your message. And I'm not sure what type of business that you have. Are you currently, is this your business model or?
I am a life coach, and as Rennie said, I am the bridge builder, but I need to have the neurotypicals meet me at the top of that bridge. That's why I love that picture. I can get them so far, and then I run into where I need the help. So by creating a bridge builder program, people are going to come up and help me so that I can help those that are behind me. But knowing my limitations, but not stopping me, because if they were stopping me, I wouldn't even have gone this far. And I see the need to help Aspie women. And I put something on my Dream Builder coach. It's like, okay, I've gone as far as I know how. That's in my system. I would love to create these bridge builders. And that's why this program is so important, is that I can get them to the top of the bridge, but I need people who are willing to come up the other side and meet me to teach me so I can teach everyone that's behind me. So that's, yeah.
That's beautiful. My nephew has Down syndrome. He's 33. And you know what I've learned over the years, and I work in my health and wellness business. I work with school districts and with groups with, special needs, right? And, I can understand where you're coming from as far as people that, people are mean. Kids are mean, okay? I mean, especially with need, right? And if you don't fit, and if you think about that for all of us, if we don't fit within that certain box for certain clicks or, criteria, then it's easy for people to judge, and they don't know your story. So when you get your story out there, then people start listening, they hear you, and you're such an advocate for that. And I know, well, like with my nephew, I look at him, I was with him all day Monday because my sister had surgery, right? And we had the best time. And the thing is that you have strengths and gifts and talents that God created you to have specifically that no one else has. And so although your story as to why you got there or where you're at now is important, I think that even greater than any of that is that the story that you get to help others break through, the breakthroughs, right? And so I just think that where you're at right now, Suzanne, is just such a blessing for so many, and that those individuals that see you, who you are in your truth, they are going to be on the other side helping to build you into this dynamic woman that you already know you are, right? So kudos to you. I just love hearing this story and love getting to know you more.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you, Kim. And I think it's so powerful what you said, to just basically capitalize on your strength, Suzanne. And I mean, the fact that you're here, the fact that you're doing this presentation, all of these, it's just a sign of strength for me. And I'm just like so touched just by listening. In your coaching business, you could practically specialize in helping people with in the spectrum. But the thing is, a lot of us, we may not be labeled, but we have our own weaknesses too. Like a lot of us have our own fears and insecurities and may not be labeled as something, but all of us have something that, you know, deficits or whatever you call it.
Well, that's
So-
why when I send you that information, and as I say, about what Bridge Builders is, and it's like, no, it's not just helping the Aspie woman. It's kind of a takeoff from what Amy said last week and what we were talking about, that oxygen mask. Okay, take an awareness association, awareness check. These are all my powers. I can do a visual PowerPoint. I can do this. I can stand up in front of people. I can tell my message, tell my story. That's my power. And being vulnerable, that's my power. And now that I have an awareness of what I can do, now these are the things that I need to look for bridge builders to help me do to finish up the story. So put on your oxygen mask and help each other. Okay, I get it. You need this, I have it. I need this, you have it. It's kind of, instead of being like, okay, these are my skills, hire me, I don't care about the next person. It's like, well, wait a minute. It doesn't take just one person to run a grocery store. It doesn't take just one person. It's like, we got to help each other. And if we're not talking, if we're not helping each other, the systems are going to break. Because we're all in it for ourselves. This is what Amy was talking about last week. It's like oxygen mask. Put on that mask, take your awareness of what you need, and then go out and help others with what strengths you have. I can help someone get on stage and talk. I can help people have that confidence to talk on stage. I can help people create a PowerPoint because I love PowerPoints. I absolutely love coming up with that visual. It's like scrapbooking for me. I can help you because then what you do is once you have the PowerPoint, it's easier to talk about what you've created in private. When you
Wow,
have to
Suzanne.
get up on stage and talk, that's harder. Create a PowerPoint, then you already have it.
Linda, go ahead.
Hey, Suzanne. Oh my God. I'm just sitting here being so honored to be able to be in your presence. And you just opened my eyes so much. And I love the word bridge builder. Oh my God. What a shining light you are in this world. Because I mean, I'm sitting here like, oh my God, you have such a gift, like Kim said, you have such a gift and you're such a shining light for other people. I mean, this for me, everything you said is about life. It's about how we should have this loving kindness in our hearts no matter where we go. You know, and I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm thinking about other countries, like for instance, where I come from, where we have people like, you know, that have these challenges and they're not seen because they're looked at as not being human, you know, like worthy of being a human. And so for me, I live my life now being able to just be a bridge builder in the way I speak to people. I don't have to have anything to give, but as far I can use my words to inspire another person, no matter what challenges the person may be having. And that is what life is about. It's about all of us holding each other's hands and building each other up and inspiring each other. So I'm so grateful to hear you speak of this and open my eyes and it just brings like such gratitude for me to sit here and listen to you. You are oh my God, you have such a gift. You have such a gift. May you use that gift to inspire others always and keep standing in your power, like Amy said. You know, stand in your power, and you're so brilliant, and I'm so honored to get to know you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Those are beautiful words, Binta. I so appreciate those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
goes
Kim said,
back.
build that bridge and we are better together. Absolutely. Agree to that. And yes,
Yeah.
I agree with you, Suzanne. Binta, that is so eloquent and the way you said it, so gracious. And I've seen Binta being that bridge builder too, you know, and Arlene said stronger together. Welcome, Arlene. We're
Yeah.
talking about helping each other here. Suzanne just shared her story being an ASPE woman, which is a spectrum in the autism spectrum, and how, you know, she could use her strength to help others and be the bridge builder. So that's what we're sharing about. Love Lynn, we want to hear from you. Are you able to talk? She's probably away from the computer. Arlene, do you want to say something? I know you just came, you didn't hear the story, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Going back to that very first slide, well, the second slide I showed is so many times people think, oh, this is going to cost me a lot of money to help this person. No, it's not. All you need is words of empowerment. If I had received a family, and this is what I was told, I had a special session with a medium after my dad passed, because it was very unique to find out what happened in the first few months of my life when I didn't know what was happening. But she said, you know what? You going after what you need is the right thing to do. And at the same time, I kind of lost my track of my meaning there, but just standing up and going after what I need and having the empowerment from my family. If I had gotten the words and from them instead of the money thrown at me, here's rent money, here's this money to do this, here's money to go get your hair done, here's money, here's money, here's money, when all they actually had to do is open their mouth and open their heart and say, I love what you're doing. I think you're doing a great job. I mean, that costs nothing. And they didn't understand that. They thought it was all based on money. But if they had empowered me, there's a cute little thing on YouTube where a little girl wants to be a UPS driver and she's Down syndrome. It's a beautiful story because it's a mother and a UPS driver that are making this little girl's world open up. And she gets to be a UPS driver for a day, and she gets this cute little UPS truck that she can paddle around in. But there's an example of a mother and a woman out in the world being bridge builders for this little girl who needs to know that she matters. And that's all it takes, is just words of affirmation, words of confirmation that she is awesome. Go ahead, Kimberly.
Actually, Kim, just a minute. I saw Lovelyn with her hands up, so I'm going to give her an opportunity first since she hasn't spoken, and then I'll turn it to you. Go ahead, Lovelyn.
Yeah, good evening. Well, to me, I am in Africa at the moment, and we are about to go to bed. So I thought, I thought I would. I don't know whether you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So because of where I am, I heard not everything, but quite a bit of what Suzanne was saying. It's always a pleasure to listen to Suzanne and what she teaches. And all I can say is that we need um to be taught, always for people who are excluded in society because of who they are or what they have become. And the little that I heard, as she said, all I can say is that as a life coach, Suzanne,
Okay, continue, Lovelyn.
okay, all I can say is that I love what Suzanne is doing as a life coach, and
Thank
the little
you.
that I've heard. And the little that I've heard while I was listening, trying to listen in because of the network issues that we have here, is a good thing to actually, we need each other to lift each other up. No man is an island. We can't live on our own. So well done, and keep it up. Keep up the good work. I know that you fight for those who feel that they are excluded because of who they are or the predicament that they found themselves in and can't fight for themselves. And the fact that you come up and you decided to become a voice for those people, I think is a good work that you're doing, and I think you should keep it up. Many people are suffering and they don't have a voice, and they don't know where to go to, they don't know whom to go to. They feel defeated in life and they feel some of them have given up. But the fact that you decided to rise up and become a life coach, I think is amazing, and I think you should keep it up and keep going. I didn't
Thank
hear much
you.
of what you said, but the little that I've known and what I've seen since I knew you, I think you are doing a very good job, and I think you should keep going.
I
Thank you,
will.
Lovelyn,
Thank
for that
you.
word of encouragement. Kim, go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick, Suzanne, as you were speaking earlier, and I know, I've heard you speak before and told of your story, and I was just thinking about, understanding of love languages and how powerful that is. I think possibly, not knowing the whole story behind your mom, but possibly, in listening to you in the past, your mom's love language was gifts, right? So maybe because she wasn't quite sure in her own insecurity, because we all have them, like Rennie said, in her own insecurity, maybe for her, she felt that throwing gifts at you were the way to bridge that gap, right? That building that bridge with you, right? And so I think it's so important that building relationships are powerful, to know the other person's story so that we can acknowledge and understand their personal love language. Because that's really the gift that binds us at the end of the day, right? Is knowing what turns that other person on, right? In a way that they flourish. And for you, your love language is clearly words of affirmation. That's what sets your heart on fire. That's your passion. And that's where Bridge Builders comes into place, is because of your love language. But I think equally for us to remember that everyone has a different love language.
True.
It could be acts of service. My husband is acts of service. The more that I ask of him, the greater he feels that he's being acknowledged and loved, right? For me, I'm more of a words of affirmation. I love to be empowered with that. But I also love just, being close to someone. That time together, spending time together is powerful for me, because that's where I can understand and get to know you better, right? So I thought I would just throw that out there. I remember because Joey did the love,
Yeah.
right? Was a couple months ago, right? And that to me is so powerful, because that is the bridge builder that allows us to build into the relationship and get to know one another. And I think right now in the world that we live in, that is the missing link, right? And so what you have is so powerful. I just wanted to share that real quickly, because I keep hearing your love language, and know that your mom probably in the midst of, dealing with, people think that because I work with so many, that have gifts such as yours, right? We all have gifts, so we are no different. It's just different than our needs, or different than Lenny's, or different than Amy's, right? We're all so different and uniquely admitted, right? In our own personal space. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's very true. And I hadn't thought of it as, yes, I understood that she was feeling insecure, and that's what the medium was trying to tell me. I got a little off key there. She did tell me that it was her own insecurity, and I know a lot of her story. But you're right. Maybe that is the only love language she knows, is to throw money at a situation, whereas we weren't jiving because that wasn't my love language.
Yeah, another thing is it's very, very common for parents, including myself, to give money to our kids. They wanted toys when they're young, you buy the toys, and then they get older, they wanted a car. or whatever, you know. And you think that you buy them stuff and then that they love you more or something. That's the way you communicate your love, that you care for them and you buy all this stuff. And I said, no, no, no. They also want your time, not just your money, and your, you know, your affirmation about them and how proud you are for their accomplishment or whatever they do. So yeah, it was a great point, Kim, that was to understand the love language. But thank you. Arlene, what are your thoughts about this topic? You're muted.
Thank you. I think I was just raising my hand to agree with what Kim was saying about the different love languages, because she said her husband was a acts of kindness person. And I was like, yeah, me too. Acts of kindness. So if I were you, Sue and Suzanne and my mom were giving me gifts, I would have been ecstatic. Like, yeah, don't tell me how much you love me, just give me stuff. So I can go out and buy stuff that I really want. That's what makes me happy. So I was like, oh, wow. No money, throw money at me. Go ahead. Anybody here who wants to throw money at me?
My only problem with that quickly is only that she attached puppet strings to that money.
Oh, well, that's a wholly different story. And I don't mean to belittle it in any way.
Oh, no. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, I was just looking at the bright side, but I wanted to say that relationships are the key to everything, Suzanne. So on a deeper note, on a superficial note, yeah, throw money at me. But on a deeper note, if we want to be successful at anything in our businesses, in life, in our in family, whatever it is, it's about relationships. And a lot of people say, I guess because I'm constantly talking about business, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, my business isn't growing, or, you know, my project isn't growing, or my life isn't where I want it to be. But if we have cultivated those relationships, then we can go in whatever direction we would like. I mean, that's what networking is all about. Cultivating relationships with the people who can help us to get where we want to go. And so I just would share in general that it's about building relationships, not just with people who are nice or with people that we like, but usually cultivating relationships that people who we may not jive with or we may not like initially because they're different from us. And so because they're different from us, that's why they can be the bridge for us to have something that we haven't had before. Because in order to have something that we've not had before, we've got to do something that we've never done before. And how is that going to happen if we're only talking to people who are just like us? If they're just like us, then wow, when I say, then Amy says, yeah, that's so true, Arlene. I love that. That's what we should go and do together. And the two of us are happy and we go and do the same thing we've always done. We have the same meal at the same place, around the same people, as opposed to, oh, what do you mean I have to go and do that? That uncomfortable thing? You know, when I get together with some of the clients and I ask them to do things, it's outside of their comfort zone. And remember that your comfort zone and your true desires don't live on the same street. So you're on point when you were talking about the relationship. You know, she was doing what she knew, and we do what we know, and our friends do what we know. They say we make within $5,000 of the people who are just like us. Why? Because they know what we know. We tell them what we know, and they tell us what they know, and we're all on the same page. So I just wanted to say, wow, you're really on point. Relationships are the key to everything.
Thank you, Arlene. But that also reminds me about forgiveness. Suzanne, you know, your mom, and you feel that your mom has wronged you. That's kind of the implication or what we're getting here. You probably have forgiven her, or is that part of your process of moving forward?
I have forgiven her. Yeah, it's just I now know that it's my time to go out and do what I'm meant to do. We had a good relationship about a week ago. We had a good time together, which was very good. It was one of the best times we've had alone together in a long time. So I think we met minds, but it didn't change my mind to know that my next step is to keep keep going forward, not stay here just because she might need me, but to go out and be my own person now and lead my own group of people where they need to go. Accept her for who she is, love her for who she is, but keep going. Don't stop now.
You know what, Suzanne, that right there is such a powerful statement because as you excel, as she sees you in your superpower element, her respect for you, okay, you're going to be crossing that bridge for her. She's going to see something in you. She may already be seeing that. Like you said, you have this wonderful time together, this memorable time together, right? That you can be the catalyst for her breakthrough in
It would be
doing
nice.
exactly what you're called to do. So that in itself is huge.
And
Thank
I think you're very brave with your decision to move too. You know, Suzanne is in the process of moving from Texas to New England. She was just telling me in the beginning of the show, this show to about her process. But that's brave in itself, you know, for you to move away. And I think that's the right decision because sometimes when things are not working well in certain area, you need to be brave enough to break apart. I know she's your mom and she probably, I don't know what her expectations are about you, but the fact that you take the action, you take the initiative to move away from her. You know, if
Yeah.
something, if the relationship is toxic, a lot of us are attached to that toxicity and can't break apart for whatever reason, but you are taking that move. And to me, that's very brave and I applaud you for that.
Thank you. It was a hard decision for sure. There was a guilt that came up before anything else that maybe she does need me at the hardest part of her life, but she's made it known that she welcomes my brother's help. So let her have that. I'll give her her love, but let her have my brother's help and I'll go on and do what I'm meant to do. And staying
for you.
here is not what she wants me to do. So
Well, thank you so much, Suzanne, for sharing all
Thank
this. Anyone else want to say something, Binta?
No, I just want to say congratulations to Suzanne. And like Rainey is saying, it's very, very brave of you to want to move away and be on your own. And I think that is the key right there. And like Rainey also said about forgiveness, forgiveness to me is everything. Because when you forgive, your body is light. You're doing it, you're forgiving, you forgive because you want to feel good about yourself. And also let the other person be whoever they are. So you forgive her knowing that she's where she is. And I'm sure she, you know, she just expresses her love in a different way, but I'm sure that she loves you dearly and you just forgive her and she'll come around, you know. But I know that you're gonna do great wherever you go because you're such a shining light, like I said. Wherever you go, those people where you're moving to, it's such a gift for you to be in that community where you're going. So,
well, the quick
That's true.
lesson I have is I'm moving back to where my girls are so I can give them the love that they deserve. My
even
girls
better.
are in England.
See, it's a win-win.
even
Yeah.
better. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, we are getting close to the top of the hour. I was just gonna say next week, I cannot host. I was going to cancel it because I have to care for my dad who just came home from the hospital of COVID and he's in rehab and we're taking turn with my siblings. And so I can't be, so I was gonna cancel next week, but does any one of you, are you interested to host somebody to be presenting and hosting? If you are, then give me the information and then I'll post with your link because I won't be able to do it. So if any one of you would like to.
So you asked me and I said yes, but I remember that I don't have a computer. I'm on a tablet. So if I'm hosting, I won't be able to like record or anything. So if
Yeah,
anybody,
but I was supposed to be presenting next week. So
oh, you're supposed to be presenting.
yeah. So unless you want to host the whole thing, Arlene?
Yeah, I can help.
Are you saying you will present and I'll just put your link?
Sure, but if Binta wants to present, if she doesn't have a link, you can use me. Yes, and then if Binta wants to present, I can set it
No,
up.
no, no, I don't have to. You do it, please.
I don't have to.
I'm good. I'm good. I'd rather be everything to go smooth, so.
It's like you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I can.
Binta was going to host, but not present. So Arlene, if you want to
Yeah, I
host
have a
and
link.
present,
I can.
what I'm saying is you have to tell me, like normally I would ask you what your topic and stuff, including your link, then I'll just post it for you. So it'll be your presentation. I won't be there. So it sounds good. You want me to just do the subject you did before? Oh, past, I mean, you always varies your conversation anyway. The overcoming fear and getting unstuck.
Mhm.
You want me to do the same thing and I'll just change the date?
There you
Okay,
go.
sounds good.
Make it
So
simple.
you guys, thank you so much. And Suzanne, for your outstanding presentation and being so brave, sharing all these with all of us. And all of you for your contribution. I'm enlightened. I'm hearing from Kim, from Amy, from Binta, from Arlene, and Loveland. Of course, she's not here anymore. But all of you, so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. Any last minute thoughts or anything you want to say before we close?
I was just gonna say thank you all. It's one thing to be an ASPE woman and taking the path I'm meant to take, and just helping others understand that we're in this together. We are bridge builders. We're reminding them. They probably already think they are bridge builders, but they're bridge builders to their friends. And what we need them to do is realize that they need to be bridge builders to people who need it, not necessarily just their friends. If you see
Yes.
an opportunity, rise to it and say, I have someone who would be great in this position. Don't just keep your mouth shut and go about your life. Step up and say, oh, especially for men, hey, you're lonely. I get it. I have just the person I'd love to introduce you. I mean, if we get help with relationships, create loving relationships, I think right now, if I had someone in my life that would support me because you think that they're trustworthy, what an amazing way that would be. But for me to go out and just find a man in the middle of this world, that might be harder. But if you say, hey, you love nature, I know just the person who would be great for that. You love camping? Let me tell you about someone I know. I mean, just stepping up and saying, hey, let's create more unions and less break parts.
Point, Suzanne. Thank you so much. And that's why we have this platform, so all of us could share and help each other, support each other. With that, I think I'm going to close this out. Have a great week, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank
I
you.
won't be there next week, so Arlene will be our presenter for next Thursday. With that, see you guys the following week. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay, the following week, I am moving next week.
Have a good
Be
move.
safe.
Happy
Thank you.
moving.
Great
Bye-bye.
weekend.